So one of the reasons I love Common Sense Media so much is that you all have put together these really practical strategies for parents to help them deal with the challenges of this digital world. And one of my favorite suggestions is you recommend that each family create what's called a family media agreement. What's a family media agreement, and what do these agreements include?
It's really a conversation. I think when you hear the title, it sounds a little idealistic, but I think what they can be used for is really anything, whether it's my kid is ready to start going on YouTube, but I want to set some boundaries and guidelines. It just guides you through a conversation, and is an agreement and accountability on both parts. You don't really have to wait till kids in their teens to have those kinds of discussions. Kids are savvy, they're swiping, they're clicking, they know. So they know what is and isn't okay to be on. And it's just walks you through a conversation around how you can start laying out what is and isn't okay. The trick with those, of course, that's for younger kids. And then with older kids, it might be they're getting a phone. What's okay for them to do, what isn't okay for them to do. It's a little bit of a negotiation, a little bit of a contract where they may say, and this is again from my own life, I want to have social media, but is it okay if I go on maybe just for 30 minutes? And then we say, you can have this app, but we're not going to get you on this app yet. And so it's just a discussion around where your rules are and holds everybody to a set of shared principles. The challenge with that is it needs to be revisited often. And I can speak from experience where we did it when my older daughter got a phone. My kids are 15 and 12, two girls, living the dream and the nightmare all at the same time. We did it when my older daughter got a phone. And it was probably a good year before we really revisited it. And it occurred to me early. I was like, this is something that we need to encourage families to revisit quite regularly, almost like your quarterly goals. Like, what is it in here and how are we doing against it and what needs to be adjusted? And then the rationale of why is something getting adjusted? What are you starting to explore? And, the underlying factor here is their development. What are they ready for? What age are they? You use their age as a guide, but it's not always a one size fits all. Your kid may be predisposed to something with more sensitive content, so you may need to restrict that a little bit more. It enables you to start that conversation and have that establish that, again, that critical thinking eye for your kids.
And so what wound up in your family media agreement? Like what were some of the things that you had to negotiate with your kids about?
Definitely social media. That was like very quickly when my oldest daughter got a phone when she was going into middle school. Biggest regret of my life. I talk about it openly with parents. I use all my own parenting mistakes as fodder for helping other parents. I'm very open about the things that I wish I did or that I should have done. And I'm open with her about it as well. And my husband is always kind of like, shouldn't you have known better? But sure, I should have known better. She's, for lots of reasons, we let her get a phone, but we were not letting her get on social media. So that was the stopgap. But it very quickly got there. And I think she was very quick to get there, even without revisiting it. I think setting the parental controls was something that happened a little bit later. I've always been a little like around parental controls because it's a little bit of a false promise. And there's a ton of videos online about how to get around literally any of the parental controls that are out there. There is a hack to get around them on TikTok, on YouTube, wherever. And I just felt like, well, we're just going to keep these conversations going and we're going to have open discussions. And it's just too much access. I mean, that was really the big like aha moment for me. I'd say about 6 to 8 months in. That's when I started using this terminology around like, it's a computer. She's just online and she has access to literally anything. And even if it's a news story around a school shooting, like, do I want her really seeing that right now without conversation from us? Does she need notifications coming up in her day around what's going on in the world? And so it was just that. I know this was more about family media agreements, but this is why you need to revisit them, because there's so many elements to consider. And so I think a revised family media agreement we could do a better job walking parents through like what to consider, because it really isn't just about time and what your kids are asking for. You really need to be able to anticipate the potentials of what could happen or what they may want to do next, and bring that in the fold.